We have nuclear weapons, the most powerful weapons in history, and we have a man that can't put two sentences together. We have a guy who sees President Xi of China. He's like a piece of steel, strong, smart. There's nobody in Hollywood could play the role, and other people like him.
When it comes to dictators, Donald Trump sees himself. For UFC President Dana White, Trump has served as a strong ally to him. White has campaigned for the former president multiple times, whether it's the local level.
So tonight, I stand with Donald Trump. Donald has great business instincts.
Or at the RNC. Not once.
No one person and no one place could have anticipated the challenges that COVID would bring. But President Trump has faced all these obstacles head on.
But twice. By the way, this is a blatant lie. But we expect nothing less from a guy who said this.
You know, say what you want about him. The guy saw this thing coming, was into it, and gave us our first shot, and you'll never hear me say anything bad about Trump.
Knowing all this, White spilled the tea on a potential brand deal.
Imagine, and this happened to me too. This happened to me. I posted a video for Trump, right, on my personal social media. And one of our big sponsors called and said, take that down. You know what I said? Go yourself. Yeah. You vote for whoever you want to vote for, and I'll vote for whoever I want to vote for. That's how this works.
Appearing on Theo Vaughn's podcast, White crapped on a potential sponsor.
I don't even care who you're voting for. It's none of my fucking business. But fuck you.
Yeah.
Don't ever fucking call me and tell me who to vote for.
This is a fascinating response. Considering what we have seen and heard from Dana White, he may not be explicitly saying it, but he is showing it with his actions. This includes a documentary his sports league, the Ultimate Fighting Championship, put on for Trump called The Fighter-in-Chief. This is a textbook case in sports washing. There's the business relationships White has with Ari Emanuel of Endeavor, who recently saw the merger of the UFC and WWE. Per journalist Kareem Zidane, the organization has also been involved in some of the Trump administration's key political strategies, including the Opening Up America Again plan in the wake of the coronavirus pandemic and subsequent lockdowns. There is also a direct pipeline from the UFC's fighters to folks like Kerry Lake, to people like Donald Trump Jr., to people like Marco Rubio, starting and campaigning for Donald Trump in Fighters Against Socialism, where they would go all across the South and the Southeast. Jorge Masvidal was involved. Henry Cejudo is involved. Also, UFC fighters going to and taking pictures with Donald Trump backstage at his rallies. That includes Justin Gaethje, someone like Colby Covington, who admitted he's a sellout, but still follow me, has said that he loves Donald Trump, that Donald Trump gave him the tiger juice. And Donald Trump, this is how I know there's a direct pipeline, called when Colby Covington was doing an interview on none other than the UFC's broadcast, which airs on ESPN, and told him, great win. If you're not connecting the dots here, I really don't know what else to say to you. In addition, in their piece, Prospect.org cited a report that the UFC, with a direct line to Trump, tried swaying the National Labor Relations Board following a complaint from a former athlete. From Zidane once more. Given the countless examples of UFC fighters associating with authoritarian leaders and other unsavory figures, the UFC's affiliation with Donald Trump can be viewed as the pinnacle of that concerning trend. The UFC, arguably one of the most recognizable sports brands in the world, uses its platform and existing infrastructure to idolize one of the most controversial presidents in a generation. In short, the UFC has set a new standard for how organizations can use sports washing to enhance a sitting president's reputation. So what could potentially be in line for someone like Dana White? Per the Toronto Sun, after Trump spoke at a campaign rally in New Hampshire, the former president floated the idea of White working in his administration if he wins. Let me just say this, and I'm saving the best for last. I know some might disagree with me, that's fine. Dana White is well within his right, especially if it's on his personal social media, although he represents the UFC brand, that if someone says, we don't like that you're supporting this person, let me ask that company a question. What research did you do? Do you understand who this man is? What I would also say, and although we don't have the timestamp, let's say hypothetically this took place in the last few months. The political messaging is not okay, but him putting his hands on his wife on video is? I mean, I'm just asking questions here.